Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
At their own 26-yard line.
Set, hut. Get your money. Get your money. Here we go. Showing it. Showing it. Wide. Get wide. Watch safety green. Watch safety green. 66. Pull it. Out. Check.
This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, Barber. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down now, it's Barber, and he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
To throw is Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time. Latavius Murray. He's at the 50, the 30. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray, 93 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, from back where that one started, they were hoping probably for just a few yards on the ground there. Instead, they get 90-plus and into the end zone.
And as much credit as I have to give the guys on offense, I often think when I see a run of that magnitude that there has to have been a mistake made, maybe even multiple mistakes on defense, because you're expecting them to run the ball in that stage from that stage of the field. Instead, it turns into one of the longest runs that we're going to see in the NFL.
Watch the safety creep.
On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Check 99. Check 99.
First down, they go with Barber again. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Demario Davis, who was the Saints' leading tackler in his first year in New Orleans, in on the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson, and he's taken down here by the Saints. Trey Hendrickson, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Check 20. Check 26. Check.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
This is Murray. And an alley to run. Murray has the first down and more, as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Ready? 5-8. Sammy. Me and you all day.
On first down, Murray. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. A shotgun handoff. This is Murray now. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Past the 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray. His 2nd touchdown of the game. His 3rd on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I got one. Alert 3.
Here's Barber. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
Check 13, check 13.
They'll try and run here with Barber. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Peyton Barber, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. William Golston in on the stop.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Breeze. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Break it down, fellas. Break it down.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
He was brought down by Eli Apple. A gain of 5.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Check 24, check 24. Check. Neil. Check hot route.
On second down, it's Barber. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. He swallowed him up. The Bucs on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Under 10, 10. Watch the ship. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Ship. No. Whip.
On third down, here comes Barber. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Peyton Barber, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Breeze. He finds Latavius Murray. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 16 yards, a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Got you, boy. Check 45.
Bravo.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 10. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 48. Gay's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan showing you.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Barber on 1st and 10. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. I'm going to run you over.
On 2nd down now. It's Barber, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Check 43. Check.
Now it's Barber. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Back at the 47-yard line.
Let's go now. Third and check 56. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. After the penalty, it's Jones. And cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 10th carry of the game now, Murray. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Breeze. And he'll let it fly in the direction again. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession, and it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Pick your game up. 25, check 25, check 25.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
And he cuts right sideline and some room to go. There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now it's Jackson. He sets up the screen to Jones. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Pull it together. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Watch the shoot.
Play action. It's Jackson. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And that's complete. It's the tight end Daniels. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Don't be scared of it.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
They'll run it here with Logan. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches.
Ready? Right. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, let's get that wrong.
They go back to the ground, this time Barber. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Barber. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run the counter with Barber. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. On 2nd and 7, Brees. Thomas has got it, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brees. Throw left side complete. That's Murray. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Brees. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Mike, 45.
Watch the slants. Watch the slants.
The Saints do snap it. It's Brees. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he stopped immediately there. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Ready? Check it back. Check it back. 47, Mike. 47, Mike. Mike, 47.
We own them. We own them.
He's checking. Crash.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
Wild Bill.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Tight go.
A carry for Barber. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run here with Barber. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Switch.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Stop your whining.
On the delay, Jones. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing now is Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Bucs, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now.